Hello and welcome to Starborn Science. Today we will be talking about Simon's test, which is a reagent test that is commonly used to test for amines and to tell apart primary from secondary amines. Amines are compounds that end in this, which is primary amines, or this, which are called secondary amines. In primary amines, the nitrogen is bound only to one carbon and two hydrogens, and in secondary amines, the nitrogen is bound to two carbons and there's only one hydrogen. This test is commonly found on drug testing kits used by people to test their drugs as a form of harm reduction, along with other various reagents like the Marquis reagent, the Maker reagent, the Ehrlich reagent, and a comprehensive array of testing can distinguish between certain compounds. These reagent tests do not always tell you what you have, but they can tell you what you don't have, and that can save your life. So yeah, this test, of course, is also used by law enforcement, and it can also put you behind bars if you do smuggle drugs, because this is what they use to test for methamphetamine. So be careful what you deal with, you know? So the chemistry behind it is not that complicated. Primary amines react with acetone, forming an imine, which is called also a Schiff base, which then forms a complex with the sodium nitroprusside and gives a purple product. And the secondary amines react with the acetaldehyde and form an enamine, which then also reacts with the nitroprusside, forming a complex and giving a blue product. Now, of course, there are tertiary amines, meaning amines, fuck my life, that have all their places occupied by carbons. And these amines do not, of course, react with any of the reagents mentioned. So yeah, there's that as well. So again, just to recap, primary amines, purple product. Secondary amines, blue product. So in order for us to observe the reaction clearly, I have prepared 5 solutions. One contains the antidepressant drug sertraline, which is also a secondary amine. One contains the anti-allergy medicine beta-histine, which is a secondary amine. One contains the anti-epileptic drug called pregabalin, which is a primary amine. One also contains the anti-epileptic drug called gabapentin, which is a primary amine, and one contains caffeine, which is a tertiary amine, which will act as our control as it does not react with either of the reagents in Simon's test. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add a small amount of each substance, each solution, into a test tube, and then we will add our reagents, which is sodium nitroprusside and a buffer solution of sodium carbonate, because the reaction needs an alkaline environment in order to take place. And then we will add acetone first to each tube in order to identify the primary amines, and then we'll add acetaldehyde in order to identify the secondary amines, and of course we will be left with our tertiary amine. Sort of a chemical interrogation, if you will. And here we go. Even I don't know what is what right now. I've mixed up the tubes, so we'll go by adding the acetone to each tube, and we should see our primary amines. They should turn purple. So I'm gonna add a few drops. To each tube. And from what I see, these two are the most suspicious ones. Yep, these two are our primary amines. Now I'll repeat with the acetaldehyde. And again, from what I see, these are our secondary amines, and this is our control. Now, which one of these two is the gabapentin or the pregabalin? You can't know. That's why you have other reagents for reagent testing drugs. Which one is the beta-histine or the sertraline? I do not know. That's why there are extra reagents. Again, that's why these tests are good for telling you what you don't have, and not so good about telling you what you have. So there you go. In any case, this was the updated version for Simon's test. It's a very clever way of distinguishing between primary and secondary amines. Depending on the amine, it can detect amines in very little concentration, which makes it pretty useful. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, then don't. Keep dreaming, keep exploring, and I will see you on the next one.